Banging featherweight matchup, like you said earlier, AJ. If Gaethje versus Chandler didn't open up the night, people would have been going crazy. However, the fans were like silent the whole fight. They're still coming down from that Gaethje Chandler matchup, man. But this was a banger right here, nonstop pace. Shane Burgos, he gets the dub over Billy Q, but he shows how much of a dog he is, and he shows Edson Barbosa. It doesn't matter. Delayed TKO. It doesn't matter. That neurological, systems working, the chin is still holding up, my man. And he could take a damn shot, but he can give one too. And I guess Billy Q didn't learn from the fight that happened right prior, because when Gaethje chewed up Chandler's leg, well, that's what Burgos exactly did to Billy Q. But then again, he revealed at the end that was actually the game plan. He says, I fought a little too emotionally in the first. I tried to get into these war. I was supposed to just sit there, chew up the calf from the very jump, immobilize my opponent, and then pick him apart. And that's what he did. And come round 3, my man, I mean, it was looking a little bit ugly. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you, AJ. I had a photo here. I guess I didn't bring it up. But basically, this is Burgos, hands up, hyped up at the end of the fight, and Billy Q, hands on his hips, just looking at him like, damn. And I knew at that moment Burgos won the fight. You know what I mean? At the end, when you're just hands on your hips, like, you knew. You're showing the judges you lost the fight. So what'd you think, my man? Valiant effort by our boy Billy Q, man. But Shane Burgos is a man not to be messed with. Am I correct?
Yeah, man. Valiant effort. Billy Quarantillo is very, very relentless. Dude, this dude is down, bro. The war of attrition gas tank, all the, buzzwords that we like to say, man. Billy Q is a fan favorite fighter, man. This dude is crazy. But, dude, the leg kicks of Burgos, the hands, they're so crisp. This dude has a lot of potential going forward, and I just have him running away with it at the end of the fight, doing more damage. Sure, it might have been him a little bit on the back foot, but that's just because Billy Q is just absolutely a machine going forward. I have Quarantillo winning the speed and the accuracy of it. But the power that Burgos had, man, it was just something levels above of what he was able to do. And every shot that he would land on Quarantillo, it would make him look like, oh, yep, yeah, the damage was there. And I think that adds to the aspect of that mental drain that we saw at Quarantillo at the end, where his hands were on his hips. He thought, like, man, this dude really hurt me. Like, this dude put it on me. And it was a very fun fight to see, very back and forth in the first, with Burgos running away from it a little in the end. Great to see, especially for the division coming up, man. They're going to be a long time battle. We might even see number 2 coming up here in a few months, maybe even a year. What do you think?
No, absolutely. I'm glad that you brought that up, my man, because I thought that there was no loser in this fight. I thought that Billy Q, in the eyes of the commentary, in the eyes of Dana White, in the eyes of the fans, in the eyes of the judges, I think everybody knew Billy Q is no joke, my man. And that performance against a top 15 fighter goes to show he could hang with some of the best in the world. So that was the question I wanted to ask you, though, is if this fight happened 10 times, how many times does Burgos win out of 10?
Probably say 6 or 7. I do think he's probably not necessarily the better fighter, but the better fighter doesn't always win. That's the thing. True. The better fighter doesn't always win. And when you're willing to walk forward after just getting clacked on consistently, you end up losing those fights more often than not. And I think that's what's going to happen with Billy Q, unless he's able to change some stuff up and have a little bit more slick head movement and just checking some calf kicks, man. Check those damn calf kicks, folks. You ever been hit with one of those? You know how bad it hurts, man. Check those motherfuckers, because when somebody does, if you ever check shins, you ever clash shins with somebody, you know how bad it hurts as well. They stop throwing those calf kicks as well.
Oh, man. Yeah. And I can't say from experience that I know what these calf kicks feel like, but I mentioned this anecdote from one of my jiu-jitsu classes recently, where we were drilling this kind of like foot sweep, right? And you're supposed to just take the bottom of the foot, sweep out the heel, except in a real life situation, you're not always going to use the bottom of your foot. You're going to use the side of it, kind of the ankle, and you're going to kick. You're going to do like a side kick to get the foot, you know what I mean, to knock it off balance. And me and my partner were doing that, and I'll just say this, man, had trouble walking for a few days after. And that wasn't a dedicated calf kick. That was just like a little happened to hit the calf, you feel me? So I couldn't imagine what these dudes are going through. It's absolutely painful, and I was just surprised to see Billy Q was not interested in checking any kicks. So in an alternate universe, AJ, where Billy Q he decided, I'm checking kicks, I'm getting out of the way, even though that's going to be hard to be a pressure fighter and get out of the calf kicks. It's like how Gaethje was just like, he wasn't all the way in and all the way out, he was in that middle ground. In that reality, you still think 6 out of 10 times probably Burgos gets the job done?
Probably. Yeah. And that's hard to say, because I'm a big Billy Q fan as well. I just think Shane Burgos gets it done, man.
I don't know. I hear you, man. It's hard to argue with the performance that he put up. Like Shane Burgos goes to show that, listen, man, minus 200, absolutely. What's surprising to me about this matchup, AJ, is that Shane Burgos, this is his first win since 2019. It doesn't feel that way. You know what I mean? Like, it feels like he's had much more success recently, and his last win was over Makwan Amirkhani. So that's not too high, you know what I'm saying? But this win over Billy Q, I mean, we love to see it. You know, his last loss was against Edson Barbosa, and then he had one more prior to that. I don't remember who he was fighting specifically, but he moves to 7-3 in the UFC. And Shane Burgos, he might jump up a couple spots, even though he fought a non-ranked opponent. We'll see what happens. Big win in the featherweight division, my man.